Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back again. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
We're going to be watching The Sixth Sense today.
Okay.
Great.
What is The Sixth Sense?
Sixth Sense. Wow.
They're blind. Well, that is a sense, right?
Yes, sight is a sense. Mom, you have one to say?
Yes, I do. Smell.
That's right.
Good taste.
Taste.
Yes.
Hearing. And touch.
Touch. Yes.
Now
So what
that's
could
five.
the Sixth Sense be?
So I'm thinking like you have a sixth sense, you have a notion that something's going to happen, or
yep.
you know something is going to happen. You have a sense that something's going to happen in the future, I guess.
I think so.
Or
You're just going to go with it too. Like,
I have no idea. I'm just
That's what
throwing
it
it
is.
out there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mom?
Yeah, you have a premonition something's going to happen.
Good work.
Good team. Good teamwork.
That's right.
But I can't say anything because I did see this a while ago. This came out in 1999.
Okay.
And you saw Bruce Willis really quick when I was typing it into Amazon.
Yes.
So Bruce Willis is the star of this movie, and we did want to bring up that we did hear that he was recently diagnosed with aphasia,
Yes.
which is really sad.
It is sad.
But I am happy we can actually enjoy his acting in this movie.
That's right.
Yeah, and he's got a great, family support, and everyone loves him, and, I know we do, and, he's been acting for decades.
A very
for sure,
long
yes.
time, yeah.
And, we just share the love with him.
Yeah.
We just love you.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you
right,
never
my
know.
gosh.
I mean, how you want to enjoy life, and you gotta. It's easier said, You just never know how long you have.
That's
so.
right. You never
Right,
can
to
tell.
do
Yeah,
anything, right?
yeah.
To do your love, and his
That's
love
right.
is acting, and, now it's stripped from him.
Isn't that crazy?
So,
Yes.
Like
maybe
your
he can do
passion
other
now
things
you
now.
can't do because
Yeah.
of this illness
That's
that
right.
you have that completely takes away
That's right.
that.
Appreciate it every day.
That's
sure.
right.
Yeah.
We love you guys. We also have a wonderful community, and we always get wonderful feedback. We are growing slowly, but we have a huge community over so many years that have stuck by us all this time.
That's
So
right.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
So shall we get into The Sixth Sense?
We should.
Yeah.
Good.
And we're watching on Amazon, The Sixth Sense.
I never told you, but you sound a little like Dr. Seuss when you're drunk.
I'm serious. I would not like it in a mug. I would not like it in a jug.
What? Or just threw something at you. Oh my God, what the hell is it? What the hell? Is he naked? Oh, what's wrong with him?
What do you want?
What he promised me! I want what he promised.
Oh my God.
Now look at me! I don't want to be afraid no more. Just give me a chance.
Holy shit! Are you freaking kidding me? Oh. He's gonna blow his head off. Oh.
Oh my jeez.
Just after getting that award.
Cole! Hey, your Cocoa Puffs are getting soggy.
I don't think so.
Happy anniversary.
Seems like something's there with him all the time.
Have you ever done any free association writing, Cole?
Mm.
Keep moving, cheese dick.
They used to hang people here. You're a stuttering Stanley.
What? He knows,
Excuse
like,
me?
his past. He's starting to...
Speaking deep.
Oh, he's...
Stuttering Stanley! Stuttering
Shut up, you freak!
Don't. Oh, God.
Is someone out there? Open this door, I'll break through it and grab you.
They're not gonna hide him in there.
Dad made me invite him.
Is there something you want to see in there?
No.
Oh, you stupid.
His mom is there.
Oh no, you stupid.
And the boys are right there.
Okay.
You guys did it.
Okay, yeah.
And no one takes action. They just stare at her.
Come on.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, those are from sports.
Saw him in Science too.
Oh, yes.
What happened to my child today? Something was happening to him, physically happening. Something was very wrong.
I want to tell you my secret now. I see dead people.
Holy crap.
They only see what they want to see. They don't know they're dead. Please stay here until I fall asleep.
It's so scary.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about your boy and his friends keeping their goddamn hands off my son.
Holy sh! Put the lights on.
I would never leave my wife's
Oh,
side.
no.
Can I sleep with you tonight?
You can't hurt me anymore! Lenny, you're a terrible husband, Lenny!
Oh, that's why he wants everyone protecting him.
Cole?
Oh, see.
No.
This must be so
Oh, dear, my
horrible for
gosh.
him.
Cole?
It gets cold.
This is Tommy's commercial. Who the hell is that?
I'll show you where my dad keeps his gun.
Oh, this is what happened. Oh, God, another.
Oh, God. Please tell me. Oh, please.
This poor
Oh,
mama.
God.
You want a plain ring to go with your plain fiance? Is that how it is?
Oh, my God.
Maybe when people own things and then they pass away, a part of themselves gets printed on those things. Took it out of your Christmas bonus.
That's perfect, Anna.
I told you what I want.
I want to be able to talk to my wife again. Can't be your doctor anymore. I haven't paid enough attention to my family. Someone else can help you.
How can you help me? If you don't believe me.
Vincent, will you excuse me? I have to take this. Just give me a minute, okay?
Oh, so he's going to hear what's going on while he's waiting.
What if they don't want to help? What if they're just angry and they just want to hurt somebody?
I don't think that's the way it works.
It's coming through.
Oh, no.
Unsnap it.
No.
Literally breaking up. Oh my God, she's inside.
It gives me chills.
Do you want to tell me something?
Wow, he's facing it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, so it's not just in that apartment. They just come to
heard
see him
the
anyway.
little one is falling
Familiar.
ill now.
Come on.
Jesus!
Oh, my
Flipping.
God.
She wanted to tell you something. Oh no, here he comes. He's coming.
Oh, poison.
Oh, yeah, it's weird, yeah. Oh. Oh, your son.
It's just. Is that his wife? Is that?
Your son, my boy. Yours. She's sick.
Who were you talking to?
Oh. Oh,
They rebuilt
she's
the
probably
whole
one
thing.
of the victims.
Yeah.
Makes sense. She's burnt half her head off.
Yeah. You'd have to say the lines.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Tommy Tomasino sucked big time.
Not gonna see you anymore, am I?
I think we said everything we needed to say.
I'll see you tomorrow, Cole.
I'm ready to communicate with you now. She died.
Oh my God, but you can see her? Cole, you're scaring me.
You scare me too sometimes.
Cyclist.
Grandma says hi. She wanted me to tell you.
Cole, please
She wanted me to tell you she saw you dance.
That validates it. I mean, how else
She
would he
hid in
find
the
that?
back so you wouldn't see. She said the answer is every day.
Do I make her proud?
She watches this every night.
What is it? What?
Why did you leave me?
I didn't leave you.
It's not even there.
They don't know they're dead.
Holy crap. That's why. That's why at the restaurant she really wasn't talking. That gunshot. I mean, he got shot right in the belly.
Yeah.
He dies.
It doesn't even hurt anymore.
She can't even sleep in the bedroom.
Needed to help someone. I think I did. You were never second. Ever.
Wow.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I have a tissue. I
Yeah,
can
me
find
too.
my tissue.
Let's get some tissues out, guys.
That's right.
I'll take one first. Faster.
Here. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
what
that was
a great movie.
That was.
I was hoping you guys wouldn't catch on, you know, like I was.
I didn't realize until the end.
Yeah, like the build up to it was really good.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man.
So of course you guys are completely surprised.
Yes, for sure.
Didn't
But
see that
how-
coming.
But how it
Okay.
was delivered was just beautiful too.
It was
I mean,
too,
he
yes.
was completely shocked. He didn't even realize that, you know, he was being helped all along
That's right.
Yeah.
as well.
And even Cole from the start, I mean, this time, because I saw this once before, but I never actually sat down and watched it all the way through.
Yeah.
So there were certain parts that got me really scared because I wasn't sure if there was going to be a jump scare or not. But I had a completely different perspective this time with Cole and Malcolm because I knew the twist at the end. So the interactions were just incredible where I'm like, wow, he actually never truly interacts with anyone. And I found it
That's right.
strange.
Especially
Right.
into going to the girl's funeral, going there for the mercy meal, and just, you know, no one even questioned them going up the stairs, whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
kind of was
Like,
thinking,
it would
like,
make sense for the little boy to make it up there, but for, you know, a man to follow him
Yeah.
and not have
That's
anyone say
something.
anything to him.
yeah, like, who are you guys? Like, how
Right.
do you know the family? And
That's right.
Right.
yeah, and I thought maybe you guys would start questioning there. But when I first saw this, I had no idea. You know, so I didn't even, maybe I questioned it, I don't remember. But yeah, it seemed kind of strange that they're just walking around and no one's talking to them,
Yeah.
really.
No,
And
it was really
a child by himself, they might be like, hey,
Yeah.
did you know her?
That's right.
You know, but
Mm-hmm.
that would, you know, he would get away with it more than him and a grown man walking around together and no
gosh,
one
yeah.
actually talking to them. But there were a lot of hints all the way through, but it was so subtle.
There
Yeah, it
was.
was definitely so.
There was a lot of hints. Like when he said, well, when first off, with the other man, the initial, the first patient, when he broke in and was, you know, talking about, and as he was going through his, past files and his patient files, and we went through like Vincent Gray's file, and he realized that Cole is experiencing the same exact situation as he was.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just mind-boggling, and then it's all of a sudden, okay, I see dead people, and he's helping him through that, and he helped him immensely.
Sure did,
And just to see that process, and it's true, he didn't really mingle with anybody. The doctor didn't mingle with anybody.
Because even with Cole going into his house and his mom sitting in a chair and then Malcolm right across, like they're not even talking to each other.
Right.
True, yeah.
And it looks like, okay, well, maybe they had a conversation before Cole came back home and they were just being quiet just so they could have a calm environment for Cole to come into.
Yes.
And Cole immediately stopped and looked at Malcolm and looked at his mom and interacted with his mom while he sat back. And he didn't even want to, he was so guarded, Cole was, because he knew he was seeing a dead person the whole time.
And he's trying to be cool because Mom has no idea.
Yeah, and that's why he kept looking back and forth when she went into the other room after they talked, and he was acting like things were fine, and she just walked away. And then the whole time he kept, looking back every time Malcolm would ask him a question because he wanted to make sure his mom couldn't hear him talking to nobody there.
Yeah.
Right.
So they had the whole movie was well done in that way.
It was, and now that you go back to it, exactly, you say, oh yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah,
She said, I have an hour, you have an hour before, dinner's ready or whatever, your triangle pancakes are ready. And that gave a perfect opportunity for the doctor to talk to him like it was a session. In his eyes, he thought it was a true session.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even realize that he wasn't even alive.
Yeah, and just the way Malcolm is, he's so calm and quiet.
Yes,
he just takes in the scene that worked out for his character, because if he was more abrupt or interactive, he would be like, hey, why isn't she talking back to me or anything?
No, that's true,
and I know the question there you might ask is, well, how did he not know all this time? And not that we know how it works in the afterlife, but here Cole, he sees people now and again and not all the time.
Right.
And they don't know they're dead. So he probably skips a lot of days here and there and only is around at certain times and experiences this. So Malcolm, that's probably why he didn't know for the past year.
Exactly. And Cole actually helped Malcolm. Malcolm needed to help him.
Mm-hmm.
He needed Cole's help because he wanted to right the wrong that he thought he made with Vincent. So with Cole helping Malcolm, that really released him, and that's what made him realize that he was gone. He was dead, and you don't have a problem with your marriage. You just don't have a marriage anymore. You're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And to see this other man leaving his apartment, and he was upset. He was, ticked off, but it makes sense. He probably went in there to ask her out or something like that, or do whatever that evening, and she was just, comfy, looking at the wedding video and just wanted to just be by herself. She can't move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, like he said, maybe tomorrow you'll see things differently where she can move on with someone else.
Mm-hmm. And now in hindsight, I love those scenes where I was mad at first, of course, with the possible boyfriend, where I was like, wow, she's cheating on him. They're that distant. And she's openly flirting with this, not flirting because you could tell she was standoffish, but she's talking to this guy and you could tell he's hitting on her, and she's kind of open to it in a way while he's even in the house with her. So even though you're strained, I'm like, wow, that really sucks that it's this bad. You guys seem so in love before. And then you see the wedding video twice, and not until the second time I was like, well, why is she watching that again? And then this guy's interacting a whole lot, I would be like, okay, well, you're either starting to move on from there. Why would you be watching the wedding video if you moved on,
Yeah.
So once you saw it the second time, it was just a great reveal to see, oh my God, no, she never moved on. It was so hard. She still was so in love with him, and it was really sad. It was hard for her to move on from there. And then she doesn't even sleep up in the same bed anymore. She's always on the couch.
And I don't blame her. My God, your husband died in the bed you slept in.
Definitely.
They were just about to make love when he died.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Malcolm helped Cole out too to talk to his mother at the end.
His mom is great. She didn't understand, and she's just, a mom, working 2 jobs, trying to survive. A single mom, and she's doing the best she can, and she did, we thought she was getting help with the doctor. With getting Malcolm there, but apparently not.
I guess not, no.
But,
I think that was a good scene, too, and I don't think he could have said it any other way. Like, that was the best way to tell his mom, because that is such a scary thing to say, and, I mean... You want to be open-minded. She's so supportive. She loves her son so much. And she's like, what can I do? What's wrong? What's wrong? And she's so lost because she doesn't know what to do to help him. And she just cries and holds him. And I can't imagine how frustrating that is. On top of, I mean, does age matter? I don't know. But you have this kid where... he's like, I see dead people, and he's like, but he's not just saying that outright, he's like slowly building up to it, and he starts explaining the scene, because if you just say that, then like, okay, well, what does that mean? Because that immediately you put your guard up and say, oh my God, that's crazy talk, like what's going on? Not that she would say that, but that's scary, like what the heck? So the way he talks about the accident, there was a woman in that accident, like revealing things, oh, can you see it? No. That she'll hear later in the news, and he can explain what she looked like, and then right after that, he explains about grandma and the pendant, and that was a good build up there, and only something they know that he wouldn't ever know.
Yeah, he would never know the question that she asked her mother at her gravestone. There would be no way he would know that question.
Yeah, and that was such a great scene to see.
It was really good,
and it just, it just really makes me think, like, you want, I mean, I always hope that, and I know, we are religious, but like, I just hope that there is an afterlife. Like, I hope that, like, that gives you such a sense of, I mean, it creeps me out too, because I don't want the terrible things that people go through, some people, and
how they
like
died, like that little girl.
Like that little girl,
her mother poisoned her.
But to know that, like, someone's there looking over you, and still, some way there, like where they're just like protecting you or just looking over you. Like, I'm proud of you every day. Like, her mother was always there looking over her, like that.
And
that was very emotional to see. And Cole having this power to, the sixth sense to help the dead that need that.
Yeah, and at first, like I said before, I just thought something happened in their apartment where he can see it, and and he has to live this every night, and he can't say, Mom, can we move? But people were coming to him, or ghosts were coming to him from afar to have get help from him. So he does have this great gift. On top of seeing ghosts and seeing dead people, he's helping them.
Yeah, I mean, how terrifying, and the way that they connect with him, they interact with him is terrifying. Like, just hiding and grabbing him, or like doing something, like the burnt victims, and head blown out in the back, and her puking, and it's all terrible stuff, and it's the way they died, and then try to connect to someone like that is just so terrifying. But he's very courageous, and I think that's major. And him even helping Malcolm, I mean, he helped so many people.
Sure he helped Malcolm just as much as Malcolm. He thought he was helping Cole, but in a way he did.
Both did. Yeah,
he really did help him.
Yes.
And I felt bad in a way for his teacher, Cole's teacher,
I did too, with
Stuttering Stanley, to do that to him. But he didn't like how he was looking at him, so he must have been seeing other ghosts in the room, maybe.
Yeah,
that just brought out, what happened to Stanley.
Yeah,
but he befriended them.
Yes, he did. That was good.
He did. Yeah, that was good.
And that was good. That's good for his confidence.
No, that is really good, because that teacher, he handled everything as good as he could in that moment, as well as he could, and when he was staring at him, like, that was wrong, because he kind of just put him on the spot and then kept staring at him afterwards, because I know he was very shocked at his answer, but it was true. And a lot of history, like, they hide a lot of things too. I know you don't want to think conspiracy wise, but there was a lot of violence. There still is.
And it probably wasn't in local history books of what happened to that courthouse and how they handled cases. Definitely. So as a teacher, he was probably just going by what he read.
Yeah, he was just baffled, and but then he just kept staring at him, and maybe it was Cole's perception of time, like, it just felt like like a long time, and everyone's just staring at him. Like I get like for a moment, but it felt like they were just sitting and almost making fun of him. Yeah. But then he took it that way, and he just got really upset.
And he gets anxious quick. He doesn't like to have the focus on him.
Yeah.
And the kid's just taking over and just, bullying him like that. That was a horrible scene at the birthday party.
I know. I mean, bullies,
was really horrible.
Just because someone's different monsters. And then they just stare at him and the parents didn't do anything about
right.
it.
Yeah, they guarded them.
Like he's locked in.
Yeah,
like you can tell he was locked in there.
He's locked in there. He didn't do it on his own.
No,
and the two kids are standing there. They don't do anything about it. So that was annoying. I'm glad the mom called later, but still. But did you notice that when he was trying to get out of there, it was locked, but then once he calmed down, it opened again.
Yeah, I noticed that,
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I felt so lost in that moment, too, with his mom, because she's trying to get to her child just right on the other side of this door, that he's screaming, trying to get his way out, and she can do nothing, and everyone's just standing there.
Right, and no one's helping her because, they're like the odd family in that whole
I mean, that really shows
party.
people's true colors, and they can't even help you out,
Sure.
I know they were startled too, but I'm like, no one's like looking around going, does anyone have a key? But that's the suspenseful part of it,
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I mean, you guys were completely shocked. You had no idea.
That was a twist.
It was a great movie. I loved it.
I heard Kim catch on, like, right when he was looking at that wedding video the second time.
Yeah.
And then his ring fell off his finger and rolled on the ground. That's when Kim realized, and I think you realized after that, right?
After that, I did.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, he's not with us anymore.
Yeah, I mean, poor Malcolm, too.
And it makes sense because he got shot right in the belly.
Yes, he did.
That is something.
I hear that's a really bad place to be shot. Like, it's just very painful. Yeah, so that was very shocking. I'm really curious what you guys have to say about this movie. And were you guys really shocked? I know everyone, like, you watch it the first time and that's the best experience, but seeing it for a second time, honestly, as a full movie, because again, I only saw parts or most of it though. It was just very different for me, but I could really appreciate the way the story was put together, like the way it was told, because I could totally see, like, there was no real slip-ups to anything. And again, like, any time jumps, like, oh, I haven't had a true connection with my wife in a year, and how do you not know? Like, how do you not talk to someone for a whole year? Maybe it does happen, but for a whole year, and seeing some other guy or flirting with some other guy, not even talking about that, and he keeps trying to enter the same room, the same door, and he can never open it, and he just bypasses that when he gets frustrated. So it just shows there's a lot of moments in time where he wasn't there, but when his ghost would appear, like, it would probably get... Well, even Cole said it don't... okay, so maybe that's a little... But that's overthinking, because I don't really want to nitpick that. But I'll just bring it out, since I thought about it. Because Cole mentioned that it gets cold when the ghost gets mad, right? I think he mentioned that. And so that's why it wasn't getting cold when Malcolm was around. But then it was cold at the end to associate, he is dead at the end when he was talking to his wife in her sleep. So that doesn't connect correctly. But you know what? I always saw horror movies. No, I'll take that out because that's not true. I don't see a lot of horror movies only on the channel. But we see cold as one big feature. Once there's a haunting, if there's a ghost, a possession, like, things get cold.
Yes, like when Anna she was going downstairs to get the wine, all of a sudden it got very cold.
Oh yeah, she acted very strange.
And I was like, that's weird, and I was like, maybe there's a ghost down there because he didn't die yet. He wasn't shot yet.
I am curious on why that was, just to kind of...
Maybe just because someone did die there. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe someone did die there, because I was even thinking...
It's an old city.
I'm like, was Vincent even alive at that point? And was he a ghost with a gun? And because they can harm Cole, so I'm kind of like, could that be a possibility? But I don't think so. But yeah, like, why was it cold in the basement? Yeah. And then Vincent just happens to sneak in at that time.
Right, because they got the wine to celebrate, because he got that wonderful award from the mayor. So he was alive. Malcolm was alive then. So.
Well, Malcolm was, but Vincent, so
Vincent
I'm saying,
was alive too.
But how do you know for real?
Yeah,
because they went upstairs, and then that's when they had the interaction.
But he could have been a ghost, because ghosts harm Cole.
Could have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or no?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say he was.
I
don't know. The file had a date to date, but maybe it was just a date to date of him being a patient of his.
Maybe. I don't know. The only reason why I brought that up, I think he was really there, but I bringing that up because when Malcolm's wife was downstairs in the cellar, it was cold.
Yeah, it's
so
cold,
it
yeah.
seems like why
I'm
would
thinking
they show
that
that
it was
besides showing
another
it's a horror
ghost.
movie?
Maybe it's just another ghost.
Because
guy.
ghosts were harming Cole, so they can't be physical.
They can, and they didn't have the heat on. They had the fire, and they were making a conversation about how cold it was, and then Malcolm put his rowing sweatshirt on, and she put a shawl on, so it was cold in there. So maybe it was just ironic that they lost heat, but
I'm overthinking it, but I am curious, guys. I mean, maybe it's just showing that there's ghosts everywhere, like Cole said, and that's it. Because picking up an actual gun, and even his wife saw him.
Yeah,
so
she's alive. So.
Yeah, but that would make it even more of a twist, wouldn't it? What? Yeah, that would be even scarier. Like ghosts coming back to kill the living, But yeah, so I think it was a very good movie, and
it's phenomenal. I loved it.
Second watch, it was still really good, and it really still hit hard at the end. It was well told, and the ending was the best. I mean, what a shock!
That was
great
amazing.
acting all the way through. I mean, Bruce
that
Willis,
child
that little boy,
actor that played Cole was off the charts. Phenomenal.
He was great. Like I really felt for him in that moment, like all the way through, and him like being tormented by these ghosts and just terrified all the time, and his mom as well. And Cole, he also played a character in The Boys.
Yes, he did.
With no spoilers, just in case you guys haven't seen The Boys. But yeah,
much
many
older.
years later, he was an adult there.
Yes,
but
I think my favorite scene with him that just got me it was so chilling. Were when they were in the school. And they were leaving, and he saw the 3 people hanging.
Yeah.
And then that's when he's like, do you see them? And he's talking to Malcolm very quietly, and make them go away. And I mean, that was just terrifying to me. The poor boy.
Yeah, I mean, that was so scary. Like the first scary. I mean, there were a lot of scary moments to me, but the first one that really got to me was the drawers being open, like all the drawers. That gave me major chills.
What the heck happened?
Major chills, because she literally just closed them, or a few of them that were open. She leaves, comes back, and then they're all just open again. And I was just like,
and he didn't even move.
No, he didn't.
Like,
yeah.
Are you okay, Mama?
And his sweaty hands on the table because he has so much anxiety and scared. And then, like, when he lets go, it was like the room was cold, because it took a while to disappear. So that got me. And then, any of the jump scares really, but
his
that
darn little, do not enter tent. Oh my God! It was like his, and then when the girl actually got in the tent, and he's like, holy crap. She's vomiting, so you knew she was poisoned or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
horrible,
that was crazy too.
And that was a big scene too. I mean, to show that he truly was helping people. This poor little girl was poisoned by her stepmother, maybe. I mean, maybe it was her mom.
Maybe even her mom. Maybe.
That I know that's a disease.
There was a case, I don't know, years ago where a mom was doing it to her son. Telling everyone that it can't. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
And she liked the pity on her.
That's right.
She liked it for
herself. That is so sad.
So people can help her and do things for her.
That's right.
And she was harming her son.
You're harming your own child to get attention. That is so sick. That is so sick. So
horrible.
You know what? Thank goodness this little girl. She liked to record herself playing.
That's good.
And left it on when she ran to her bed. So.
Yeah,
I mean, that was perfectly executed.
Yeah, and Mommy was saying, "Oh, you don't want to go outside. You know how you get sick in the afternoon
because you're poisoning.
You're giving me the portions of it every afternoon. Of course, I get sick."
But just the father going up to her during that was great. I mean, that was so tragic, but
and just
she knew
to play the video right then and there.
Yeah, she knew right away she was in trouble. But yeah, so Cole gets to help out a lot of people, and I don't think there's a sequel or anything to this. I haven't heard anything, and this came out again.
This is so long ago.
1999.
It was very good.
I don't know if they can really do a sequel to this besides with just Cole, or with just Cole going on. And Ooh, it looks like the memory is full.
Then most of all, he can talk to his mom now.
Yes, that's
and she'll listen to him.
That's wonderful because he really truly needs that.
He does need that.
And now I know that Malcolm can move on. So even Cole knows that's it. See you tomorrow, but
That's right, yeah.
he's gonna move on. So I was kind of gonna say like I hope he can like visit from time to time, but that's not the point, you know.
No.
He had something to do and he did it, and
That's
now
right.
it's time to go beyond that.
Yeah, and it's going to
Gosh,
help.
it did help out.
Cole in the long run.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
love you guys. Let us know
Okay.
what you thought of this movie. Thank you so much for watching. You can check the links below if you want to watch our full reaction if you're not already. And we'll see you very soon as always.
Bye.
Bye guys!
Subscribe.